What's the wildest red flag you ever seen somebody tried to pull on you?
Just a man being a man. A red motherfucking flag.
What?
I'm just saying.
Just
all fucking
so a man is a red flag regardless.
Just a red flag. Stop! Stop it! Come out motherfucking way. Just stop. Just stop. Y'all all fucking red flags. From the fucking top to the bottom, just a fucking red flag. All of y'all.
No, what the say? Hold on. So men are red flags?
Yes.
So you're into women?
No.
So
I love men. I love every inch of a man.
Uh-huh.
And I just be red flags just be smacking me. Smacking me in the face.
So
y'all all red flags. I'm just sorry. Y'all are. Everything about y'all are fucking just.
So
I can ignore that.
Okay.
I can ignore that flag.
Okay. So now I gotta get not personal, but Pacific gonna say. So what red flags you can't deal with from a man?
I don't know what I can't deal with. I've been through everything.
So
homie, you know me. I've been through a lot. I don't know what I won't tolerate. I've been through it. I'm pushing 50. I've seen it all. So what red flag can a man possibly have that I can't deal with? Tell me. You know me.
As much as I do know you, certain things levels I'm not going to talk about here.
Right.
But because out of respect for our friendship. But as it got to be a limit. Like
a limit?
Yeah, it has to.
Weird.
Like no, serious. Like it has to be a limit.
Every man has some fucked up shit about him.
No, that's true. But what's like right now? When I say fucked up shit, like say you dealing with a man and he likes to smoke a lot of weed. You don't smoke weed. Some people might consider that a red flag. Do you consider that a red flag?
That don't bother me.
That don't bother you. All right. So I got another one.
If he was a cokehead, a crackhead, he gotta go.
That's a different.
That's beyond a red flag.
Right, okay.
But that's the fuck beyond a red.
Like,
I could deal with a pothead.
All right, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What if he's a weed head, but he lies to you about smoking weed?
He wouldn't even come in my presence.
Because he lied?
He wouldn't even make it.
Yeah. I'm asking.
I mean, he wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't make it.
Yeah. All right, now, here's another one as a red flag. A man who got a lot of women, but he said he's not sleeping with none of them. A lot of women friends, but he's not sleeping with them.
Fuck out of here. Listen. Mm-hmm.
So you don't believe that men and women can be friends and nothing more and nothing else? You gotta take that long to answer this question. So, all right, so do you believe men and women can be friends?
I believe that men and women can be friends.
Yes, they can be friends, but
they can be friends. I do believe that men and women can be friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. They can be friends, but depending on your situation, like whether you're involved or whatever, it's boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Boundaries.
You know what I'm saying? But no. Sometimes your best friend may be a female.
My best friend.
You know what I mean? Where you look at her like a sister, and vice versa.
Asshole.
You understand what I'm saying?
Fucker.
And like one of my things is like, if that really is one of your true friends of the opposite sex, and you're involved in a relationship, the first thing, like somebody like me, that best friend that I know I deal with and I talk with and all that, guess what? I'm going to introduce them to my partner. Mm-hmm. I want my partner to know who my best friend is and how I feel about this person. Mm-hmm. Like, this person is like my sister. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
My dog.
You know what I'm saying? Like, boundaries are going to be respected, but I just want you to know.
But if a woman and man, if friends like that, I'm pretty sure already boundaries are already laid down between them two.
You know what? Sometimes, like,
some people are closer than what they think they are close. I don't know, because I see some weird fucking relationship as friends.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen some
'Cause
weird relationships.
I've seen.
Hold on. I want to hear the different.
They're supposed to be friends.
Yeah.
It's
And when you catch them kissing and all that,
and when catching them kissing, it's just weird.
then they ain't
Yeah.
fucking friends.
Yeah. When somebody feels some type of way about I've seen incidents where as though a person feels like the person feel like this person is their friend, but the other person is jealous of
The friendship.
people that they meet or people that's around them, meaning that they want more than just a friendship. I've seen stuff like that.
Yeah, then that's
so
not.
someone is not being genuine, and the other person may not know.
You just hit it on the
that's
they're not being genuine.
They're not being genuine.
Like somebody that.
Hold on. Let me say this, and I don't mean no disrespect, and I don't mean to put men business out there, but there's a lot of men out there will be friends with a woman for years, for decades, and stay in that friend zone, and then whenever her man or whatever fuck up, he the first one trying to get the pussy.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I
agree.
Once again, going back to being.
I'm just saying, man.
Going back to being genuine. Like, if I'm close to this female and I look at her like a sister and we grew up together, whatever the case might be, and we're that tight. Something happened with her and her relationship and all that. I ain't trying to
fuck her. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Listen.
Because first of all, I might know a little more than her girlfriends know because we're so tight and she talking to me and wants my perspective and opinions of being a man. Mm-hmm. And trying to figure out what's going on in her relationship.
All I'm gonna say is I've been friends with Ann for over 20 years, and I don't care who she deal with, and she don't care who I deal. We gonna always have that respect boundaries, and if she got a problem or what she need, whatever, it's vice versa. Only thing is, she ain't cooking for me no more ever again. I ain't getting more than no eggs. I ain't getting nothing. She would not listen. She wouldn't even
heard that shit. I actually felt bad for Angel.
Listen,
I was like, you a fucked up dude.
He was. It was so fucked up.
She cooked for you.
You should never cook nothing you don't eat.
Listen. That was a red flag as a friend.
It wasn't a red flag for me.
All right, hold on. I want to say
that was a red flag for any woman you meet. That you was an ignorant bastard.
You know what? I'm not even gonna be ashamed to admit that in my younger days I was an ignorant. Ignorant.
I don't know how anybody dealt with you.
I was ignorant. No, I'm gonna say how I feel. I was an ignorant and negative person.
You was a red flag.
Yes,
teenage years.
Yeah.
20s.
Hold on. Let me say
30s.
This.
You was a red flag.
No.
You had the flag on your shoulders.
No.
Flag.
No. I did. Let me tell you. That's because I grew up in a toxic household. Yeah. I grew up in a toxic. Like when you didn't know no better. No. Listen. No. It didn't make it even worse that I grew up in a toxic household. I surrounded myself around a bunch of toxic people. Right. So
you think it's a norm.
But you know what? I realized that my family life was toxic. Mm-hmm. Because not only I grew up, the women in my family were married. Mm-hmm. Well, they had husbands and stuff like that. But the men in my family, they did end up married, but they were whores. Like, it made me look at men like I've always felt that men are going to be men. They gave me a perception that men were just going to be men.
Yeah.
Because they respected, nothing touched their wives. Like they never found out or anything. God bless me, I'm on the podcast now, but they never found out anything. So.
Like she ratting.
I'm just saying. It was a respect thing. Like I seen it as a child. This was a child. This was a long time ago. I'm in my 40s now, so leave it alone. But I seen these things. I had 5 uncles.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like I grew up,
So
like you said, I say it the same way, that I grew up and seeing so much toxic. You think that shit is the normal.
that's normal. I just felt
You know what
that
I mean?
men cheat.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. The woman that I married, I had to rebuild myself and learn that my way of living was wrong.
It's wrong. Right.
Because if you love somebody, if you really love them, and you want to give them all, this is not right. Like the physical, the mental, all that's not right. You gotta learn in life, gotta learn to respect. Now I do have a question for my wife. If she's seen all of red flags, what did she see that made her still proceed with me? Because I was fucked up. I was, you know what I mean? Like, I keep it 100. Like, I was abusive. I robbed. I sold drugs. I did a lot of shit when I was younger. And I ain't glorifying it. It was all wrong. And I caught cases and then everything. But now, 20 years after all that shit, I changed a different man. Whereas though I'm learning every day to learn to love differently every day. Because every day is a difference. But if I see something like I consider a red flag, I address it. Like if I see something wrong, hey, baby, I'm going to say something. And I'm not saying it to argue. I'm just saying it because sometimes people don't realize when they're moving different or they're doing things different. Because if you really love somebody and care about somebody or want to be with somebody, you need to say something to them.
Oh, I address everything that I see different.
Yeah, but like I was listening to what you were saying about like far as your wife and what would made her to continue. She saw the change. You answered your own question.
Yeah, but
she seen you was developing as a different person.
Listen. And my big homie Ann just tell you this. I was at the bottom of hell and had to crawl out to make a lot of changes. It wasn't just, you know how you hear about in most relationships, they go to couples training and y'all try to do this program and you try to do this. I had to revamp my whole life. I grew up in a household where I see my father put his hands on my mama. I grew up in a house where I had, and then I'm gonna say this, and this is the fucked up thing. I have never seen my father show any affection for my mother or anybody, not even us. I never seen him say, "Good job, son," or "Good job" to my daughter. I have never seen none of that. I have never even shown him show any kind of love or affection.
The breed was different back then, because even with my father, he never showed me, affection, or if I did good in school, whether it was school or whatever the case might be. He never.
He whooped my ass.
Good job, son.
He whooped my ass for everything I did.
I know what the motherfucking leather strap is like, but my whole thing is it was just a different breed then. Like they emotion or expression of affection and emotion was a lot less than what it is now. Even as I came up, I know I was more affectionate than my father. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I showed more emotion. Now, I just think the new generation is overly emotional.
Yeah, they are.
When the men become super emotional, like more emotional than females, come on, man.
That's I think they just suck the titty too long.
Stop playing. Come on,
that's my opinion, but as me being a man,
you come up with?
No, serious. Because I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, suck the titty too long.
No. What I'm saying is sometimes somebody, and let me say this, and as being, I'm not gonna say black men, I'm gonna say men. As men in general, I don't care if you're not working with the woman no more, you're not with the woman no more, anything. If you have kids with this woman, regardless of anything, you need to be in them kids' life. You need to show your presence. You don't gotta, just because you're not with the woman don't mean you ain't gotta be with the kids. You can still be in your kid's life. Also, I'm gonna say this, to stepfathers, when you dealing with a woman with kids and that man is not stepping up, I don't mean no harm. You as a man, you gotta step up, because if you don't, you fail as a man even though this kid needed help. You supposed to still help that child. You know what I mean? Don't be there just for the woman. Help that child. To help that child. If you see that boy doing wrong, say, hey, let me holler at you for a minute. If you see that boy, he on some, because I'm going to be honest with you. The more headache he gives the mom, the more stressed she's going to be, and the more she can't make you happy because she still got to deal with this boy. So if you ain't got to be, let me say this, you ain't got to be the demanding, like, you know what I mean, father, but you can, let me talk to you for a minute. You can pull up. I can say that because I raised 4 kids that is not biologically from me, and I am still in their life regardless. I'm with their mother. Period. I'm not with their mothers, and I still will tell them, and they grown. Yo, y'all wrong. I will still say something, and I don't. And you don't got to disrespect their dads. You can just be real with them. Just be real for them and then understand it, because that's the way I look at it. So
I mean, yeah, no, that's the truth. Like, because like a real man, if he is stepping in as a stepfather, you're not gonna sit there and, regardless of how the biological father of that child is, you're not gonna sit there and trash his name.
No,
even though he may be garbage, but you don't sit there and do that and present that to the child.
No.
If you're stepping in as a father figure, whatever the case might be, you're supposed to treat them as your own. When you get involved with a woman and she has children, it's a package deal. You can't just love me and then don't want to have no dealings with the child. You gotta interact with the children too. I
gotta say this, ladies. If you're dealing with a man and you got kids by another man, and that man act like he don't want to, he ain't got to help you, but he act like when he see you in a rut, like you paid all your bills and it's school time and you're a couple $100 short of going school shopping, and he can't slide you that $200-$300 for you to help you go school shopping for your kids, those is red flags that it's going to be problems down the road. If you know that your kid, you got sons and he's going to go get his haircut faithfully every 2 weeks, and your baby father, whatever the story is, I'm gonna take the boys to go get his haircut. You gotta pay attention to those type of things. That's my belief. You know what I mean? Because I had all girls, so it was different. So I only got one son. So my son went to the barbershop with me. He actually stopped going to the barbershop when he got grown with me. But if I had young other girls by somebody and they was boys, I would take them to the barbershop. Come on, we're going to the barbershop. I tell my barber I'm bringing the axe to his, because I think that's the right thing to do.
You know what else is crazy? I was looking on social media, man, and it's just like the fucking dating scene and all that.
Man, that's shit.
Trash now. And I'm talking about women and men. Okay, I'm not just singling out females, but like I did look at some shit like from this one female. She was. She was ratchet. And she was talking some real dumb shit. Like, if you make 100,000 or this and that, you're corny. You're nobody. You gotta be able to do this.
That's red flags to me.
You gotta fucking at least supply me with $500 for eats during the course of the day.
$500.
I'm like, these motherfuckers is really living a motherfucking fantasy.
I really don't want to touch this because let me tell you why. When I hear women talk like that, I think they prostitutes. I really think they prostitutes, and I really don't want to give them the energy.
And that's what it sound like. I said, that's hooker money.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, well, get up and go. You can leave that on. No, don't leave that on. Because we don't hear that thing. She got to go pee-pee. And we don't hear this shh.
Big Ed just took a station identification.
So, hold on, Sal, why we still going? Red flags. I'm going to say this. Ladies and gentlemen, red flags. My biggest red flag, if I can't communicate. If I say something to you or try to talk to you about something, it turns into an argument, it's the biggest red flags in the whole fucking world that I cannot deal with. Like, if I come to you and I feel like you can't take accountability, I might be wrong, but at the end of the day, I feel like I can't communicate with you. That's the biggest red flags.
No, I mean, basically, it's just, I basically, some of my major ones, I pretty much put them out there on the table.
Yeah, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Red flags. I got a couple more. One of the other things I have an issue with, and I consider as a red flag, is a woman that I talk to, and I feel like you telling me half stories. Because let me say this. Let me say this, ladies. You can't tell if you trying to be real. You can't tell somebody a half story.
Just be straight up.
Just be straight up. No matter if it's good or bad. 9 out of 10, if a man like you enough, he's gonna, regardless, he's gonna deal with you or not. And if he's not gonna deal with you, then you want to get this out in the open so you don't put your energy or anything into this person. Because 9 out of 10, don't you want to know if this person really into you? Or do you want to let him find out something later on down the road, and now you can put too much energy in, and it's not working?
You're right.
You know what I mean? Because the one thing I don't want to do is I'm not wasting my time, man. You know what I mean? If you let me say this, if you 35 and up, I'm not talking about you 20-year-olds and all that. You 35 and up. If you looking for a potential relationship to make your life happy, then you need to learn how to be blunt and lay your cards on the table. Because if you lay your cards on the table, that sets the things to set the tone for everything. At the end of the day, he's going to deal with you or he's not.
Yep.
Point blank. This is Raw Production. Our topic was red flags. I mean, we went everywhere with the red flags because it's so much you can talk. We can do a part 2 to red flags. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
It's a red flag. We can do a part 2 to red flags. You know what I mean? Because it's so much that went on. It's so much red flags in the world. It's people. Red flags can be what you say, what you're not saying, communication, habits, things you're not doing, the things you are doing. Red flags can be the lies, the stories you tell it. It can be red flags can go so many different directions, right. And we can talk about. I know I can. We can talk about this till the cows come in. Now,
red flags?
Huh?
You could talk about red flags?
Yes, because think about it, homie. Like you said yourself, you've been through so much. Think about it.
What's a bad red flag?
Listen, I'm gonna say this.
There's some red flags that's tolerable. I could do with that.
And there's some red flags you gotta say.
Like, no.
Yeah.
No. Salsa, you got words of the day for us, Salsa?
And life.
Mm-hmm.
If you're miserable, it's only because of your thoughts.
Ooh.
You have to change them.
Stop.
If you are unhappy or miserable, it's all in your thoughts. You have to change them.
Change your thoughts.
You know what's crazy?
I like that.
And you know what's crazy? I heard a preacher that said something to me similar to that. And it opened my eyes to make me change my life. Just what you just said.
The mind is very strong.
Yeah, if you think,
the mind can trick you.
Yeah.
The mind can, you fucking be depressed.
Yeah.
Laying in the bed, you don't want to associate with it. It's all your mind.
Mm-hmm.
No, listen, and then what's crazy what you say is, and I heard this years ago, if you talk about death, and about dying, then you will die. If you talk about this, you talk. So when you let your mind control you like that, that's how you get stuck.
Mind is very powerful.
And that's some salsa. Me and you've been doing this for 3 years, dog. And that wasn't really, you know what I mean? That's like, we have a joke, but I don't have.
No, I just really sat down and thought about this shit. You being unhappy, it's in your thoughts.
Yeah.
And you keep allowing that shit to go and play in your mind like a fucking tape recorder. Like, it's just constantly playing back and forth. And then it does nothing but bring you down mentally and physically.
Listen, that's why you gotta let go.
So it's like you have the power to change it.
Yeah, my way, and we're not religious, but let go and let God. That's the way I look at it. This is Raw Production. That was my man Salsa with the words of the day, and that was kind of deep to me. And I'm gonna be honest with you. We had a nice, good podcast.
This was good. This was good.
We had the big homie Ange in the house. So
Yeah, finally.
You know, big homie Ange. I miss you.
I'll probably be here next week.
I miss you, homie.
You miss me?
I do miss you,
Oh,
homie.
fuck you.
Wait.
Miss you too.
I need to get a fucking room. I've been telling you that for the longest.
We've been trying.
Ooh. All right, well, then we get that. Let's roll up with that shit.
It's jokes. It's jokes. It's jokes.
You don't hear nobody really laughing. This is jokes, but nobody was laughing.
See no red flags?